Hi, my name's Jesse, and this is my audience. Right, today I wanted to talk to you guys about my hometown of Flowery Branch, Georgia. And so first I'd like to talk about Flowery Branch is a very safe city. It's ranked number 9 out of 50 cities in Georgia as the safest city as of 2018. And as far as crime statistics, the violence rate is only 3.78% and property crime is 96.13%, which means the majority of crimes are actually more petty theft, so you can feel safer living in this town. So what I'd like to talk to today specifically is about how Flowery Branch, some of its history, and I also want to talk about some of the recreational activities that we have here. I also bring credibility to the speech in that I've lived in Flowery Branch for 10 years. I worked at Publix for 3 years consecutively. I worked at Target for a short time, and I also helped put Ross together whenever it was first brought to the area. I've also gone on Lake Lanier, and I've gone tubing, and so I've been involved in a lot of activities. I helped paint a Methodist church on the inside that's actually on this side of the railroad tracks. And so I feel like it really helps me connect to the community more. And so I feel like I'm qualified enough to talk about what the town has to offer. The topic's important to me because this topic, I think Flowery Branch really serves as a model town for what community can look like, and a place where you can have fun, where it doesn't cost you a lot of money, and it's also very safe. I'm going to be previewing specifically today. I'm going to be talking about the history of Flowery Branch, how it started as a railroad town, and then I'm going to also, afterwards, I'll be talking about the history of Lake Lanier, some of the recreational activities that they have, that they offer, and lastly I'll be talking about the Falcons training camp that came to the area and some of the prosperity it brought to the region. So Flowery Branch started as a railroad town in 1874, and it was actually it connected Atlanta to Charlotte, North Carolina. And the importance of it was that there was a very big cotton industry at the time, and Georgia made a lot of furniture based from cotton, and they also made leather products. And most of these would travel through the railroad up to other parts around the United States, and it was around a time when they were building towns around railroads, so a lot of industrialization was occurring. It was also an Indian trading post originally of the Cherokee Indians. The Indian name, I can't remember specifically what it was. I think it was Toskalogi, and it translated to flowers on the branch, and so that's where they got the name Flowery Branch. So in the 1920s, unfortunately, the cotton market did see a huge decline in Flowery Branch, and the relevancy disappeared for a while. But then in the 1985, it was dubbed a historic site, and the railroad area and a lot of the older buildings were turned into museums and later community centers. My first point that I also wanted to show here is you can see in this picture here that the old photo of the railroad area, and it's actually turned into a museum. And there's just a picture to show that it was a town that was represented a large cotton industry at the time. Next, my major point is that Lake Lanier is one of the recreational activities we have in the area. And Lake Lanier was originally a man-made lake, and between 1950 and 1957, it was actually flooded over a pre-existing town. And remnants of the town can still be seen today, as in when we had the drought, you could see parts of the old racetrack seating were actually exposed at one point. And so a lot of people are kind of drawn to Lake Lanier for what the mysteries that lie underneath the water. And also I wanted to mention that it has a lot of fishing, boating, restaurants, and parks. The parks are available to the community completely free. You can go out there on any nice day. And a lot of people like to go boating out on the water. They like to go jet skiing. And they even have some restaurants that are actually floating restaurants out on the water that you can actually get to with a jet ski. Another thing with Lake Lanier is that it also served as to meet the growing water needs of the metro Atlanta area at the time, and it also serves as flood control in collaboration with the Beaver Dam. Lastly, my other main point is I want to talk a little bit about the Falcons Training Camp, which was established in 2005 and first opened in 2006. The Falcons Training Camp, it's brought a lot of money to the area. Arthur Blank owns it. He also owns Home Depot, and he's really kind of put Flowery Branch on the map. I remember a time when people said, "What is Flowery Branch? I've never heard of that before. What a strange name." And so once it was brought into the area, they were able to bring the community more together through things like youth football camps that happen every year as a form of the training camp. And during the actual NFL training camp, you can go down and you can actually see some of the players, and you can get things signed. So it's a really great thing for fans, and it brings the community together. Here's a picture of the Falcons training camp. There's an aerial picture, and it shows some of the indoor facilities and some of the players doing some of the drills. So, in conclusion, my hometown of Flowery Branch is a rich community and with humble beginnings, and it contains various recreational activities that are at a very affordable price and very close. So, what I hope that you can get from my presentation is be more informed on what a town that constitutes safety and fun at a relatively good price can look like. So, thank you all for coming today, and here's my audience one more time.